Well, good morning and welcome to this week's edition of Coffee with a Coach. There's a quote that you've probably heard and it goes like this. It says, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Now you may have heard this at the gym someplace, you may have heard it attributed to Nietzsche, but it's been around a while and it's one that is quite popular. I've got a new one for you this morning. It goes like this. It says, whatever doesn't add value to you makes you weaker. Now, what's great about doing Coffee with a Coach is that I do get emails from some of you and you have questions for me, and so this is no exception. This week I have an email from Donna, and this is what Donna says. And by the way, Donna runs a campground somewhere down south. That's as much as I'll tell you. She says, I've rehired 2 work camper couples from last year. Last year they all did a great job and got it done. This year they both arrived and the one man started running his mouth about any number of things, from hours they want to work to who is mad at whom and why. It's like dealing with high school kids, and they are all older than me. The other couple now only wants 32 hours a week, but then they turn around and say they want 4 10-hour days. As it stands right now, they're sucking the time clock when they are here. As soon as I can hire somebody else, I'm cutting them loose. Here's her formula. 2 people, 8 hours each, 16 hours to clean 1 cabin. Seriously? I've spoken with both sets and let them know that they were to come to me if there was a problem and to stop running their mouths to each other about what the other needs, wants, complains about. That I was not going to put up with it all summer. And this is a team effort to run this park, that there are no team members of anyone else, and we all work together to make the park run smoothly and efficiently. It works for about 4 hours and then they're back at it. There are not enough hours in the day to babysit these folks. Sorry to vent, I just feel like I'm banging my head against the wall. What Donna has is a serious case of dead weight. It's people that were hired to come in and do a job that frankly don't know what to do and don't want to do it. Maybe they do know what to do. And Donna's not alone. I have another friend, her name is Sarah. Now Sarah is a naval officer and she works somewhere in the DC area. She's got a problem employee. He's a GS-13 who conveniently teleworks after a 3-day weekend. And she knows the guy's onto it because he'll sneak out on a Friday with his laptop. Or if the weather's going to be bad, he'll telework, he'll telework, he'll telework. When he is at work, he doesn't do anything. The challenge for Sarah is that the guy's a GS employee, government employee, and it's of course easier to fire a congressman than to unload that kind of dead weight. The challenge here, and this by the way is kind of a management Coffee with a Coach. Normally they're personal things, but this is a serious one. If we were to have our employees come to work and simply do their jobs, imagine how great things would be. If every employee came to work, though, as if every day was the day before they went on a week's vacation, where they really planned and they did things well and they worked efficiently, we couldn't even imagine how great our economy would be if everybody's working to that level. As it is, we've got folks doing half effort, working harder to not work than if they actually did their job. And you remember, I travel to different companies every week and I see it pretty much wherever I go. There's a handful of people that really care and really do a good job, and the rest are simply keeping the seat warm. And I would think with this economy the way it is, people would want to be a little bit more on their game. Now here, I'm not suggesting that managers get tough and mean and nasty. If you read my report I just did at I'mQuittingYou.com, you'll see where that leads as well. But there's a fine balance. So here's my advice for the week, and this is for Donna, and this is for Sarah. If you've got dead weight, let it go. If you're paying people to do a job and they're not doing it and you're holding them to the set of standards, it's time to let them go. You've given them fair warning. And this is really for any manager out there. Take a look at the people that you've got doing your work for you. If they're not pulling their share of the load, why are you paying them? That's almost a crime if you ask me. So this week, if you get this and you are one of those workers that really works hard and you're not a manager, forward this to your boss. On the other hand, if you're one of those folks and you know who you are, that simply come to work just to go through the motions, maybe it's time to take that a little more seriously. We don't know what the economy is going to be like. We don't know what the future is going to hold. All we do have control over is how hard we work and how efficiently we work. If you're a manager, on the other hand, take a look at your people. If you've got underperformers and you've gone through the process of coaching them and counseling them and giving them feedback and they're not getting it, it's time to move on. There's plenty of other hungry folks out there who would come in and do a great job. So the quote of the week says, whatever doesn't add value to you makes you weaker. Keep that in mind and do a great job. That's all I got for you this week, folks. Next week, we'll return back to our study of power and influence, and I'll have some new material for you. But have a great week. I'll see you next week on